Yeah, you too. So, just another thing that I was reading on the Bible was how to that you need you need to know when your greed is kind of coming up to you. I mean, even though we avoid certain and wrongdoings like sexual and all that, but we still find ourselves desiring we find ourselves wanting more, and we envy others who have other people's things. I mean, we there's nothing wrong in succeeding in business or whatever, but if we get a but the idea of success is something we should never be obsessed with, and doing whatever it takes, it's just like it controls us. I mean, it has been said, guard against every kind of greed. Life is not measured by how much you own. But that being said, richness is not the richness is not measured by what you have, how much money you have, or what you wear, what you drive, what you eat, what you own, and all that. It's about how you feel about yourself, and like we don't need all these mansions to do all it, like with pool, backyard pool, walls that are built in and all that. So like Trail likes to think we have, like, but even then, but I live in a modest sized house, so, and I mean that's all I need. And then when I move into my own place, I'll be living in an apartment, which is basically modest. And just like when we tried, all consume greed is like, I mean, it's not sinful that we want success in whatever we want to succeed in. Not to succeed. It's not a sin to succeed in whatever we want to succeed in. But when we let it get to our heads, then that's how our egos grow, and just it takes on a life of its own, and controls us, and kind of makes me wonder how some people are just have these mansions but are still not happy. I mean, we may think that having a bigger home and all that is gonna make us happy, but instead we find ourselves wanting more. Even more now, like with our Premier of Alberta having a leadership review in November. Yeah, my outreach worker says there's no doubt that she's gonna be kept in, because many conservative supporters are libertarian. They want an independent Alberta, just like Texas wants to be independent. And of course, Trump is from Texas, because he grew up in a farm near the Mexican border and has seen cartel members go through his land. I mean, it's no surprise he wants to deport these immigrants, and yeah, like I mean, you know, like when we have so much, we gotta learn to just give. But for me, when I go to, well, tomorrow when I go to volunteer for the Red Deer Minor Hockey tryouts as a timekeeper, I need to just, I do it for the service. And service is good for the body. I mean, when I think about money, possession, and obsession, we don't need that kind of stuff. So, yeah. I mean, there are people out there that just, you know, they seem to have it and all, but have wasted their lives on just trying to live on the wild side and sampling the taboo and all that, but, you know, but they find, only to find, but when then they find out that when their weakness gets exposed, that ego just has no defense. I mean, they're just too wrapped up in what they how they think others think of them. I mean, if you can only keep up that myth for so long, because when that money runs out, and when you don't break your ego, life will break it for you, and you end up hitting rock bottom, as I've done, much to my own dismay. So just, I know I might be hypocritical, but, you know, I'm on a journey to to bring back what it means to be truly happy, and I want to learn how to go on self-mastery, and so that then I can get into an apartment. I mean, that's just, I mean, I have to take it a little bit at a time. So, I mean, there was a Russian proverb that said that if the poor didn't provide the food, the rich would have to eat their money. You know, I mean, rich fools are just hypocrites. You know, they do. I mean, they are. Like, they don't. All the things they take for granted are gonna one day just disappear, and because I know this year has been a very trying time, and it's only gonna get worse next year. So, yeah, I know of it anyway. I mean, but what's really going to destroy America and Canada as countries is the hate that both sides have for the other. The left versus the right. Yeah, and then the center ice ones are just going to be the neutral person. They just, I mean, those who are the neutral just don't care. But I know that the left and right in Canada are just going to really put themselves at odds with each other. Yeah, the hornet's nest is going to be kicked, and the fires of civil war might one day consume our country. So, you know, when the time comes that the end is near, if the rapture is supposed to happen on Canadian Thanksgiving, then it will happen. So, yeah. Anyways, that's all I have to say for this morning, and I'm just gonna. Well, today I'm just staying at home to keep an eye on things and all that. So I'm gonna wrap this and say that, hey, one last thing. Like Shakespeare said, "Nought's had, all spent, where desire comes without content." Meaning, where if you're not careful, your actions can get you into trouble. And in a similar sense, don't be too greedy, or you'll be sorry. So just stay tuned, and please be careful out there.